two more entries, but over the years, I think this is about 5 or 6 libraries. Well, including Lyndhurst, because it was part of our system for many years, yeah. That's right. So, I like that. You go.
If you let this over, you might not know. Cute, eh? Then you see we come up and say, oh, that's great idea. I hadn't thought about this offer. Oh, you know, what you're telling me. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Because it's nice and serious. Yeah, well, we're nearly there.
Oh, of course they do. There, okay.
Okay, so I'll just fake it, or you want me to actually cut it?
Mayor Holman, can you just squeeze in?
Sure.
Well, they shipped it to us for cutting, so.
Oh, yeah, it's
Can we
real.
do just a pose shot with the ribbon? And
Sure,
then,
whatever you'd like.
Whatever you want, we can do it. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Let me know, Stacy.
Whenever you are.
Okay, we're gonna officially open this wonderful renovated library. There you go. Very good. So that was the formal, you see, the Mayor's taking all the projectiles out of my eye. So I just want to thank everybody for coming today. One of the great jobs that MPPs get to do is that we get to be involved in Ontario Trillium Foundation announcements. And I'm so pleased to be here today. I can't get over the before and after pictures of this wonderful Elgin Library, because when you look at what we had here before, this is just, it's a tremendous opportunity for the community to provide barrier-free access to really one of the cornerstones of any village, and that's the library. So I'm pleased to be here as your member of Provincial Parliament to formally announce the $68,400 that Ontario Trillium has given this municipality. And I know that we're very pleased that first of all that you applied, but second of all that you saw the opportunity to make this community better by having a better library space. And I just had a chance to go in and apologize to a couple of the young readers that we may have some little noise in the library today, and apologize for disrupting their reading. But it's very important, and I want to say very clearly, Michael, my assistant, and I had a chat on the way in about Rideau Lakes and about how successful Rideau Lakes has been, Your Worship, in applying for Trillium funds. And I think it just shows you how both the library board and the municipality are working to use this program to make this community better. And I can't think of a better way to use Trillium funds than having accessibility improvements here at the main branch at the Elgin Library. So with that, I want to introduce one of our volunteers with the Ontario Trillium Foundation, Betsy Heatley. We're very pleased to have so many. And the other great thing we do at Trillium is we showcase our volunteers, because these men and women who volunteer on our behalf have a huge responsibility to review these applications and help make decisions on this fund. And we're so pleased that I get to run around the county with Betsy, and then later on today with Natalie, to showcase the great work that Ontario Trillium Foundation does. So with that, I want to pass the baton over to Betsy just to say a few words.
Thank you. It's great for me to be here. Actually, as I drove in, I realized I was coming by the Little Red Schoolhouse, and I remember doing a grant application there, and we were with the mayor earlier, and I remember doing one in Lombardy. So Rideau Lakes has really been great. But for a little community like Rideau Lakes, it's so dispersed, to have a library like this that can act as the hub of a community is great. And those before and after pictures, wow, all those books in a pile. But we, at the Ontario Trillium Foundation, I'm a member of the grant review team, and I was the lead reviewer for this file, so I got to recommend it or not, and was thrilled to be able to recommend the accessibility and other improvements, because that's something that's near and dear to my heart. But to think about the children and adults and the core of the community to be able to come into a space like this, and it is so beautiful now. The shelves are so bright and airy, and it just all the color. You know, you often think, should I be ordering my books by title or by author or by color of the book? And it just the green seems to pull it out. But we were thrilled at the Trillium Foundation to do this. We've been investing in communities now for many years. We have a $120 million budget from the government, which we present to groups all over the province, but we've been doing fairly well in Leeds and Grenville. And I do want to recognize Bob Lavoie, who is one of my predecessors on the foundation, on the grant review team, who is local, and I think he's on your library board, so, or your council. Now, this is a plaque which recognizes the Trillium funding, and I'd like to present this with Steve to the chair of the board. And I know you've had it for a while, but congratulations.
You didn't have to rip it off the wall, did you?
No, it's got its own little plaque. So we can do a group, just a plaque, that's great.
Just a little hard. Could everybody get a hand on it?
Oh,
Just kind of
sure.
reach in there.
Okay.
Covered in fingerprint.
We'll polish
You
it.
get the Windex.
Thank you to all of you as well for coming. It's always nice to look like we have a crowd and that we're not just speaking to the reporters.
For sure.
Okay, Mr. Mayor.
Well, thank you very much. I've seen Steve, thank you for being here, both of you. And I want to, on behalf of council and certainly the residents of the township, thank the board, first of all, for their initiative in applying for this grant. There's a lot of work in applying for these grants. They're not simple, and it takes a lot of work, but I do thank you for the initiative going forward. What a beautiful setup. When I think back, I'm going to go back before, back to the original library that was here, and then was renovated and with the higher shelves. And now when we see what we have today, which meets the needs of those with challenges, it certainly is a great asset to our community. And I thank the board, and I thank Trillium for their initiative and for the support they've shown. You addressed it already, Betsy, but I know your support for our community has been overwhelming. I think back to the air conditioning in Lombardy, I think to many other applications. And by the way, don't that pen that you used to write the checks with, don't put it away, because I'm sure we'll be back to you for many more applications. So keep the ink wet in it, and I do thank you, and thank you all. Thank you very much.
Okay, on behalf of the board and the library, obviously, I would also like to thank Trillium for their generosity in allowing us to, giving us funding to allow us to proceed with this, which I think everyone agrees is considerably better than what the library looked before. I reiterate what Ron said also, because Steve led us into this by saying that we've been very successful with Trillium grants. I would just like to say I hope we haven't exceeded our quota, because I think you'll well be hearing from us again.
Yes, you
We're
did
not-
mention
we're
the
not done
lights to
yet.
me. I caught that one.
There are more things we would like to do, but I think it should be said that the kudos for this should go to the library CEO and the staff for coming up with the concept of this renovation and getting it all done, and putting it in place, and doing it very quickly, because we only had to close the library for a week in order to move everything, put in the new shelving, and then bring everything back, and then get back to business. It was a funny incident during that, though, because someone, even though the library was closed, we did have a patron who came in and wanted to use the library, and found that all the books were all piled in the community hall next door, and she thought we were having a garage sale.
It was funny.
Collected books before we said, no, we're just moving the library temporarily. But it was very successful, and everyone should take a look at the photo album there, before and after pictures, because they really indicate just what a difference we have been able to make thanks to Trillium's generosity.
Great.
Oh, I get to
You
speak.
get the last word.
Oh, well, I always
There you
do.
go.
I would really like to thank the support of Trillium. It's helped us many times with our various library branches in Newborough and Delta and Elgin and Portland. And someday I'm sure you'll be hearing from us about other branches as well. Over the years, we've managed to make things much more accessible, with chairs for seniors to sit on, for the circulation desk even has an area here that someone could come up with a wheelchair and talk. It's lower so they can talk to staff that way. Our computer workstations are accessible, and we're working next on a completely accessible keyboard and computer with all the functionality for people with sight issues and so on. So we really appreciate Trillium's support. We appreciate the support of our library board, of course, in going ahead with this. And I would like to thank, in particular right now, Christine, Dawn, and Joan, because the three of them, I don't know what we would have done without them. They helped write the grant, they helped come up with the concept, and I'm a two-dimensional person, so I need their three-dimensionality to be able to envision what we're doing, because I can't do it in my head, and they do it. So thanks a lot to everybody, and thank you for coming.
No problem, thank you.
She didn't know anything about it. I don't think
Yeah, I met you in Marty when we did the brick and stove,
Just so much trouble.